How are you feeling, Ray? Think this is real or this is a dream?
This is where the water basically was, right here. All right, but you can see how high the water actually got.
I was scared to death. I had to go on the 7th floor, and all the cars was covered with water.
At least hundreds more people still trapped on roofs.
There was greed, yes, there was greed, but there was also survival. I thought this is what chaos looks like.
It's the military state right now. It's what we're under, like a war zone. It's something you think you're gonna wake up from and it'll be over with, but it just keeps going on.
We used to come for the summers in '66 and moved down here in '73. You know, I never saw anything like this in all these years.
Why are they doing nothing and we're having to stay in these trailers? We're talking about let us go ahead and do something. We can build a house, let us do it.
We're not asking for any handouts, but I know there was money put aside for this. We just want what we need to get back to where we were, at least semi-close to where we were.
It's a short clip, but very moving.
So moving.
Yeah.
That last still there was incredible. Now to talk about our upcoming event, Interactive Media for Social Good, here are filmmaker Luisa Dantas, who produced the Land of Opportunity clip we just saw. Welcome. Shannon Carroll, creator of the Southside Stories audio tour. Hello, welcome. And finally, Michelle Carolla, who manages the Community Engagement Initiative for Made in New York by IFP. Thanks to all of you for coming on BK Live. Welcome, welcome. Tell us, what prompted all of you to use interactive media to explore social issues reflected in your films?
Thanks so much for having us here. Well, the Land of Opportunity project is all about bringing diverse perspectives together around really pressing issues like post-crisis redevelopment and rebuilding. And the interactivity of being able to kind of layer different stories together and have people work on collaborative projects where people from many different backgrounds and disciplines are contributing to these rich multimedia stories, that gave us the opportunity to do that in a way that kind of a linear, you know, sort of standard 95-minute film that has to be edited in a certain sequence wasn't really allowing us to do. So it's been really exciting to be able to use technology to really bring together voices that aren't necessarily always heard together or stories that aren't always seen together.
Right, and there are a lot of different kinds of storytelling, which brings us over to Shannon. Why audio storytelling and why in Williamsburg?
So let me tell you a little bit about the project. Southside Stories is an immersive audio walk into the south side of Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It opens a space for conversations between newcomers and long-term residents about the neighborhood's past, present, and future. The walk provides the opportunity to see the neighborhood from a different perspective, walk in the shoes of another person, and ultimately empathize with their experiences.
Okay, so when you say a walking audio tour, so am I like listening to something and getting a story about a particular block, or what's the experience like? Who's talking?
Absolutely. So it's a multivocal documentary, meaning that there are about 20 different people who we interviewed and you'll hear from throughout the walk. And through the walk's 35-minute route, the stories of people and places unfold as you walk from point A to point B to point C.
Nice.
And so the walk provides this amazing opportunity to really see the neighborhood from many different perspectives.
Right, and from the people who've been there, like you said, old and new. How was it bringing those people, everybody together? Because that can be a challenge in certain neighborhoods at times.
Absolutely. Well, the walk actually originated as part of a much larger constellation of interactive documentary projects called Living Los Sures, which looks at the Latino heritage of the neighborhood of the south side of Williamsburg.
Got it.
And the walk was created through this program called UniDocs, which is this amazing center for documentary art in Williamsburg, where I was a collaborative fellow and where I initiated the project.
Got it, got it. Okay, great.
Michelle, tell us what you do and how you bring this all together.
Yeah, so I'm obviously not an artist. I'm representing the Made in New York Media Center by IFP, and there I am the Community Engagement Manager, which is a huge title, but essentially I'll tell you a little bit about how this happened. So the Made in New York Media Center was founded about 3 years ago, and this is from a long legacy of the IFP, who's a nonprofit organization over 40 years that supports amazing storytelling and documentary and independent filmmaking. And there was this RFP call through former Mayor Bloomberg's office to have someone apply to be able to build this media center to support all these amazing artists, even these two ladies too as well that is here. And actually Shannon she's already been at the media center, yeah, so it's amazing. So the center we'll be celebrating our 2-year anniversary, and it's a 20,000 square foot space that supports everything from professional development. It's co-working as well, so it's a co-working space and community development. So we support everyone that is involved in storytelling, media, filmmaking, and we're hoping that we're building more relationships together and growing the community.
That's great. So then, Louisa, so we've got a lot of different artists working together. What was the process for your project, like bringing different mediums together and working with different artists?
So Land of Opportunity started actually back in 2006, so it's been a long project with many different moving parts. It started out as a film, a sort of traditional documentary feature film. And that was, an amazing collaboration of people on the ground in New Orleans. We had executive producers, Chicken and Egg in New York. We had, there was a lot of work being done where we had mentors and producers in other places, but a lot of the work, on the ground was happening in New Orleans. And I put together an amazing team of people who were working in New Orleans. For the Land of Opportunity platform that was released in 2013, that's actually the product of a collaboration of over 20 partners in 6 cities. And the clip, that we saw earlier on in the program highlights a collaboration between the Land of Opportunity project and the Sandy Storyline project in New York. And it's all about comparing and contrasting stories of recovery and rebuilding post-Katrina and then post-Hurricane Sandy and drawing lessons. And so those collaborations have yielded these really kind of rich, multifaceted stories that take a look at these issues across kind of time and place and from many different perspectives. So we have educators, advocates, other media makers in all our sort of respective sister cities really coming together to sort of say, our tagline is happening to a city near you. So the idea is that these are not kind of isolated events that are happening in communities and that they only need to be looked at within that community, but the idea that, as we kind of move forward with disaster recovery and crisis in different communities, that we need to learn lessons from what's happened already.
Absolutely. What have been the community responses to your different projects?
So it's been really amazing. So because we work with all these different partners who have different goals. So for example, our advocate partners are trying to get kind of campaigns off the ground and are working in different issues. So we have the anti-eviction mapping project in San Francisco that's fighting evictions and gentrification in San Francisco. So they're using the platform to support their goals. And then we have educators all over the country who have been, from many different disciplines who are using the platform to educate folks on what's happening in different communities. So there's kind of a broad spectrum of people who are using the platform for different reasons, and it's been great.
That's awesome. Okay, great.
How about for you, Shannon?
Yeah, so the community response has been excellent. And through the larger Living Los Sures project, we really have been representing a community in a way that really empowers them and that recognizes them in a way that they're not. And so UniDocs has been working really closely over many years with different community organizations like El Puente. And so that has just really given a great catalyst and platform for the stories of this community to be heard where they wouldn't otherwise.
Sure. So I feel like it's kind of twofold. People outside of the community learned about it, but
Right.
people who are now living together in the community, it's a way to kind of build bridges and understand what was there before you got there, and kind of create some empathy and some sensitivity. Do you feel like that's been happening? I mean, this is all just conjecture.
Absolutely,
Right.
and so that is definitely the goal of the walk.
Mhm.
And there is this Chinese proverb that says, "Tell me and I'll forget, show me and I'll remember, and then involve me and I'll understand." And so the walk really, takes this opportunity to engage people with the neighborhood, and so they can really understand the neighborhood's past, present, and future.
That's great. So Michelle, your organization does a lot of community engagement and working to bring people together. Why is it effective when people work together and learn from different mediums? And you can all speak to this, but I'd like to know what your organization thinks.
I mean, I think the most important thing is realizing that we all don't have the answers, right? And that it takes many people to help one person get somewhere, whatever their goal is in life. And being a co-working space, and also sort of besides being the co-working space, we're also offering our members who are there to help them. I mean, some of these members are coming in with these fantastic ideas, and they have a very small team, but they may not know what the next step is as far as in professional development. They might need connections to who is this business professional I may need to speak to, who's an investor that it would be good to connect me so I can grow my idea. So we really need to help each other. So we're really there to really invite people into and of course, this application process, invite people in, apply for this, apply here as an application and see if we can help you grow your business and ideas.
That's great. So is there space for people to just kind of come in and volunteer? Because I'm not artistic in the sense of like how these guys are. But what if I wanted to be like, I could paint something for you, or is there a way for the community to get involved?
Of course, yeah, please. Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers. It's more like back-end stuff or helping an event. It's not so much like painting stuff. We're more like tech and media. So I don't know if there's that kind of thing, but we're always looking for, of course, any way that we can. We're always looking for interns or someone to come in and to help out. So I would say yes, please contact us.
That's great. That's great. So what's next for both of your projects?
I'm still sort of immersed in Land of Opportunity. I'm living in New Orleans, and kind of, as the 10th anniversary of Katrina is actually looming at the end of August, and there's been a lot of renewed conversation about sort of how far we've come and what's happening in the city, and again, how that can be applied to what's happening in other communities. So I'm deeply involved in that, and then after that, probably returning back to my fiction filmmaking roots for a little while.
Okay.
Excellent. How can we do the audio tour? How can we get that?
The audio tour is free and can be downloaded anytime. And so you go to the Walk's website, which is southsidewalk.com, and you download it to a device of your choice. You can put on a map and then go to the walk starting point across the street from the Bedford L stop.
That is very cool. So you don't have to sit around and be like, oh, we missed the 2 o'clock, let's make the 3:30. It's all up to you.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Very cutting edge.
Michelle, tell us about BRIC Flicks.
Oh yeah, so this is our thing, right? So we're partnering with the BRIC Media here, and it'll be August 4th.
Okay.
And we're bringing amazing stories here, and we're very excited to be partnering. And there's being wonderful stories and films being produced here. I mean, not produced, being showed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when is the next one?
I am not.
Okay.
I don't have it off the top of my head.
Alrighty. So let's get your social medias, your URLs, all that good stuff.
So Facebook, Land of Opportunity, at Land of Op for Twitter, and so the URL for the actual platform is beta.landofopportunityinteractive.com.
Okay. All right, great. And
so the Walk's website is southsidewalk.com. We have a hashtag SouthsideWalk, and then I also recommend looking at all the other projects that are made as part of Living Los Sureños. And so you just Google Living Los Sureños or just go to unidocs.org and you can see it there.
Great.
Perfect.
So we're a Made in New York Media Center by IFP, long title. Cool. And please, it's nymediacenter.com.
Awesome. So Louisa, Michelle, Shannon, thank you all for joining us on BK Live, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.